Welcome to ATI Pro Media. I've got a quick question. Who's selling grain? Who's sold grain on this rally? We're seeing a little pullback, especially in soybeans. It doesn't mean the story's over, right? It's January 16th. The story's just beginning. We'll see where it goes. Brady and I are going to talk about it. Got a couple other headlines. We've got some guidance on some 45Z feedstock, but let me go ahead and spoil it for you. They didn't tell us much, right? It's going to be up to the next administration. Let's look at some, let's look at, what potential. We're going to talk tariffs a lot, right? And just potential, blowback. What's Canada going to do? China. We'll look at that. And then anything else you want to talk about, right? Drop a question, drop a comment. We'd love to break it down. But with that, Brady, get in here, quote up these markets real quick. Try and find us something that's green. Seems like I think we're red across the board. So find us
scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm looking. I can't find it, Connor. No, corn's down 3 3/4 cents here this morning. 4.75 March corn. March beans down 16 cents. Soy oil leaking lower, down 56 points. Soy meal down 4.90 on soy meal. Chicago wheat's down 5 cents, 5.42. KC wheat down 6.5 at 5.51 on the March, 5.70 on the July. Looking over at feeders, your livestock markets. March feeders down 232. Live cattle, Feb live cattle down 165. Lean hogs down 35 points. Crude oil's down 48. Diesel's down a penny. Nat gas down a nickel, down 5 cents. That's a nickel. The Dow is down 130 points and the S&P down 11. The NASDAQ down 35. Bitcoin's down 2,395. Gold's up 30 points. Gold's green. That's where your green's at. Gold, silver, and the dollar. We found it. Yes.
Well,
it feels like forever, this, I guess, the grain rally. But
right, and it feels that I'm looking at March corn. We talked about kind of that 480 level, right? We went up and touched on it for Monday, I think, maybe Tuesday. I'm losing track of my days. Yesterday, we did the same thing. We just couldn't break through. I got to think that's going to be a near-term resistance point until we get, maybe that next catalyst, whatever that is. And then same thing on DEES 25. I don't know about you, Brady, but I look at that 460 level, right? It seems like that's kind of the resistance point for now.
Yeah, if you didn't sell this rally today, it sure feels like
you blew it.
It just feels like you blew it. But I don't know. We'll be back. There's a lot left in the year and ahead of us. But today's not a good day on the board.
Right. So yeah, time will tell. But let's get into it. The one thing we got is we've got a flash sale, 132,000 soybeans sold to China, 135,000 sold to Taiwan. Okay, good to see different countries popping up there, right?
Yeah, corn to Taiwan. That's an interesting sale there. Don't see that every day. But more beans to China. That's Are we front running the inauguration, the tariffs? It's good to see those kind of leaking in here in this last little window before the Brazil crop hits the market.
Right. It's gonna be interesting, right? It's seasonally. We're at that time frame where China's going to buy less than right. U.S. soybean exports tail off. But then also, right, are we seeing that front running ahead of the election? I saw this chart just looking right at Chinese soybean, as soon as I can find it, soybean imports.
Okay.
Right. And just going back to the trade war, right? To me, it really puts it in perspective is when we're looking at the threat of tariffs on the soybean market, Chinese soybean buying is below where we were at the previous tariffs, right? Obviously, we can go. I guess we could go lower from here, but I mean, it's not exactly like it's just this huge U.S. soybeans are going to China and we could see a big drop off, right?
Yeah, it's a good graphic. I like that. I don't like the graphic, but it's a good graphic to look at. To me, when I look at it, Connor, I think when you lose the business, it's hard to get it back. That business transitioning over to South America soybean imports, to Brazil buying beans down there, looks like they continued to have bought beans down there, and we've gained some business here and there throughout that time frame. But you don't like to lose business because it's hard to get that business back.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also along the same lines of tariffs, right? Who knows, right? Where we're gonna go. But I did see a headline where Canada is ready to, do a tit for tat if we see some form of tariffs on Canada. A lot of biodiesel goes up to Canada. If you're looking at the soybean market, that isn't exactly bullish ags, but again, time will tell. It's more just being ready, right? We don't know what the next week, the next year is gonna entail, but just being ready for that threat. Any type of anything that curbs our exports, right? That's going to hurt the soybean market, and just being ready for it.
Yeah, couple days until that inauguration. We got today's trading day, tomorrow's trading day, and then Monday. Here we go. Let's see what happens.
Right,
Oh,
and
Monday we're
Monday,
off, right?
Monday we're off, so it's inauguration day. It's also
Okay.
it's MLK Day. Markets are closed, but we won't have a hard open Tuesday. I believe we have a night trade.
Okay.
Don't
that'll
quote.
be.
I'm pretty sure we have a night trade Monday.
Joe's giving us the thumbs up. We got a night session. It's good to have some fact checkers in the background there. Thanks, Joe and Rick.
Yeah. So inauguration day, markets closed Monday. So hey, we got a 3-day weekend starting tomorrow, but so
yeah, big week next week.
It is. So, moving right along, Brady, we've got some guidance on the 45Z feedstock, but I got to tell you, we could talk about this for if you want to move on in 10 seconds, we can talk about it. But here's the thing: is that according to the USDA, the interim rule will be open for a 60-day comment period, meaning the final rulemaking will be left to the Trump administration. So this is every bit. It's a Band-Aid, right? We're not seeing, in terms of headlines, I didn't see much. The big one is that it does seem that used cooking oil imports will be excluded, right? But other than that, I don't see, it's the same thing we've had the previous year, which didn't feel like it affected a whole lot of us. It's going to be up to the Trump administration. That's the bottom line to me, right? This is not, it's a 60-day window. It gives blenders some guidance, but it's going to be up to the next administration to really give us some form of where do we go from here.
Okay. I remember when we sent that text out, that blast out, I think to premium guys, Luke commented back and said, "This is kick the can." And he called it. Luke, you called it on that. But that used cooking oil import deal, that's a big piece of that puzzle there. And I guess we'll see what the next administration does.
Yeah, we'll take it, right? We talked about how much of biodiesel was brought up. We need to pull that chart in again of used cooking oil, right? And so we'll take it, but it wasn't a big headline, right? It's a kick the can down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotcha. Well, what do we got next here?
Yeah, another one I saw, John Deere in the headlines again. In 2024, if we were talking about John Deere, it usually wasn't a good headline, right? 2024 was not the year for tractor sales. We saw a lot of different layoffs, and now we're seeing the Federal Trade Commission on Wednesday sued farm equipment maker John Deere, alleging it illegally drives up repair costs by forcing farmers to rely on its authorized dealer network. So a lot of this comes down to, Brady, like the right to repair, right? Is does the U.S. farmer have a right to work on their equipment, right? We see this, with John Deere tractors. I've seen the headlines in terms of cell phones, right? If you got an Apple iPhone, should you be allowed to work on it as well? So another here, the only software that enables repairs of all Deere equipment is produced by the company, which it only makes available to its dealer network, the Federal Trade Commission said in its statement. As a result, Deere has maintained a 100% market share, allowing it to hike prices. So,
interesting deal. That right to repair stuff is fascinating. It's one reason why I love a good old Chevy square body pickup, Connor, because you can work on it. You're always working on it, but you can work on it. And it's nice until you have to ride it somewhere for an extended period of time. Then you kind of want the newer tech. Those new vehicles, new tractors, they pretty nice, I think. So give and take there.
Absolutely. And I did see Deere responded with they did say that they were expanding self-repair options for farmers in a pilot program. So they are looking at options, but again, looks like I don't know, that whole, we could see a big shift if we see some type of landmark case with that right to repair clause, right?
Mhm.
It could be interesting going forward in terms of that like intellectual property, where we're gonna go. But so another headline for deer, not exactly positive, I guess.
No, but it's a big deal. And when you talk rural America and out here in the sticks, sometimes getting just having the ability to get something fixed is becoming increasingly a problem over time. And the cost of it is one thing, but just the downtime for weeks, months, important times of the year. And when you're planting a crop and producing agriculture products, timeliness is important. We've got to get these, you have to have the equipment and you have to have it working for you when you need it. So big deals when you're talking rural America.
Yeah.
Good
So
stuff, Connor.
yeah.
I had
Okay.
one to
Go
ham
ahead.
and egg here. I had one. There's a lot of headlines about ceasefire in Israel, Hamas.
Yeah.
There's a tweet about it here yesterday that ceasefire deal was a kind of a go through good deal and then the Prime Minister Netanyahu kind of threw some stuff at it on and kind of backed off of it a little bit. So in question on whether or not we'll actually get a ceasefire deal, but there was a headline that we were going to have one yesterday. It's still postponed at the moment, but keep your eyes on that as we roll through into next week as well.
Okay. We'll hope we get something, but yeah, it looks like it's not over yet, I guess is what you're saying, right?
Correct. Yep. Yep.
Gotcha. Well, let's keep going, right? Premium, you gave us an update on right, cattle market. It's bullish until it's not. Um,
This
right. I
cash,
guess go
yeah,
ahead.
cash market, cash cattle, they're on fire and everything's bullish until it's not. So we talked charts, we looked at some different levels and just broke down some of the key factors driving the meets today and what to look for going forward. Good episode of Premium talking about cattle markets. If you're interested in signing up for Premium, going over to our website, shoot us a text, give us a call, and $1 a day, good value. Get a morning email. You're getting text alerts on grains, cattle, and you're getting a video, 5 videos a week. Good stuff coming out.
Yep.
Pat myself on the back, pat you on the back.
We work pretty hard at it, so I think you deserve it. So good stuff. But yeah, if I don't know how many questions we got, but we go ahead and wrap it up. Always, if what you want to hear from Premium is what we want to talk about, right? You
Yeah.
got a topic in mind, right? Whatever that may be, we'd love to rehash it. So go ahead and drop that. What we got here, Luke? What's everyone looking like for seed costs this year? Here's a good question. For us, corn seed was up 10-20%. Beans not up much over the last year. So yeah, anyone
I'd be
let us know.
curious. Yeah, if you're watching the rewatch of this, still leave your comment down below. I'd be interested to know what your local regional pricing. Back in my days in the seed business, I found it very, very interesting that there were different prices across different regions for the same bag of seed, Connor B. So I don't know. I don't work for those companies anymore, so I guess I can say what I want. But I found that to be very interesting, and I'd love to know where you're at and what seeds costing you, and what are your favorite hybrids? What are your favorite? What do you like to plant, and what's worked for you? Let us
Yeah.
know.
Along those lines of input costs, as I saw that Farm Doc released revised 2025 corn soybean crop budgets. Right, those are always interesting. Whether you agree with them or whether they're not even close to your personal balance sheet. Right, they take an average of everyone and put it in there. But we should talk about that and maybe pull that in there either tomorrow or show. But always good to look at those input costs.
Definitely. Let's do it, Connor B. Let's do it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's good to look at input costs, but it's necessary to look at input costs. How about that?
Yes, true. Yeah, I like to look at the markets going up and green on the screen. That's a lot more fun, and we've had a lot of that the last week. So, yeah, I don't know. 4-cent pullback in corn, though. I don't think it's too late to go sell that rally. That's still a good level. It's higher than we were a couple of weeks ago, but everybody hates to sell on a red day. It's hard to sell when the market pulled back, but
Right.
still good levels out there.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. And same thing, right? Soybean market's probably the big loser today, right? When we've got March soybeans down 18 currently, but it's still a heck of a rally we've seen. I'd be looking at rewarding it. So
Yep. There were some calls that pre-report weren't even close to the money on beans, and then you get that pop and rally, and they got it's amazing how much this market can move in a short period of time, Connor B.
That it is, right? That whole that we did a premium on it where we're talking about volatility and these range bound markets, right? And if you look back on history, the term range bound is almost a misnomer, right? It's not true. These markets move if we look back on a year scale, right? If we take a 2-week window or something, maybe we could feel a little dead in the water, but you got to be ready for the volatility. Hopefully up, be prepared for the down.
Yeah, definitely. Be prepared for the down, be prepared for the up. These markets were born to break out of the range. They're born to break out of the range, Connor B.
I like it. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Everyone have a great day. We'll see everyone tomorrow.
See y'all.